believe firmly in Parliament's role of keeping the government accountable. This agreement maintains that critical function.
Justin Trudeau is killing Canada's Liberal dream. It's a time of great anxiety. Before we proceed, please subscribe to the channel to get the latest political news as they unfold. Justin Trudeau was speaking about the economic outlook for Canadians, explaining the solidity of his Liberal project to a gathering of global progressives in Montreal last month. People notice the rise in their mortgages much more than they notice the savings in taking care of their children, he said, perhaps implying that in doing so people failed to appreciate all he had done for them. A diagnosis of anxiety fits his own government, too. Mr. Trudeau and his party have traversed an arc from heroic to hapless during 9 years in office, and today are despised by many in Canada. Polls suggest that less than a quarter of the electorate plans to vote for him. With under a year to go until a general election, Liberal Party members fear no plan exists to increase that share. They have lost 2 by-elections in quick succession, as well as the support of their governing partner, the New Democratic Party. A letter has been circulating among Liberal MPs calling upon Mr. Trudeau to resign. Massive anxiety indeed. Mr. Trudeau became a beacon of morality after he swept to power in 2015, welcoming refugees to Canada from war-torn Syria that Christmas. He legalized marijuana, rewarding the record number of young people who had voted for him. He faced down a truculent President Donald Trump to salvage the North American trade pact that is foundational to Canadian prosperity. His government's annual payment to families of up to $7,787 $5,660 per child under 6 is hailed for lifting 435,000 children out of poverty. After promising child care subsidies to help more women to work, working class and younger voters gave him renewed minority mandates in 2019 and 2021. 3 years later those groups have turned on Mr. Trudeau. Today both tend to support the opposition, Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives. The unaffordability of housing is central. The cost of owning a home in Canada has increased by 66% since Mr. Trudeau took office, with prices rising faster in this century than in any other sizable OECD country bar Australia. Lack of supply is a problem in many but is especially acute in Canada. In 2022 the average OECD country had 468 dwellings per 1,000 inhabitants. Canada had 426, a number that has hardly moved in a decade. See Chart 1. Mike Moffat, a housing economist, says a wartime effort is needed to triple the current building rate and throw up 5.8 million houses in the next 10 years. No such luck. In August Canadian housing starts dropped to an annualized rate of 217,000. The influx of immigrants during Mr. Trudeau's decade in power has intensified the demand for housing. The number of temporary foreign workers jumped from 109,000 in 2018 to just under 240,000 in 2023. The number of non-permanent residents including temporary foreign workers, students, and asylum seekers has more than doubled from 1.3 million in 2021 to over 3 million on July 1, according to Statistics Canada, representing 7.3% of Canada's total population of 41 million. The education and healthcare systems have also felt the pinch. Universities are bursting with foreign students, often lured by unscrupulous overseas middlemen offering sham degrees, according to Mr. Trudeau's immigration minister, Mark Miller. Some 560,000 student visas were handed out in Canada last year. Mr. Miller is cutting that number to 364,000. It's a bit of a mess, and it's time to rein it in, he said earlier this year. Some elementary school teachers flounder, as they grapple with the children of recent arrivals who often speak neither of Canada's official languages, English and French. The pain of high housing costs has been compounded by a mediocre